What's going on there, YouTube land and also social media lands? Welcome to an all new video. In this video, we're doing a movie review of a new film that just came out last Wednesday. And is a fourth film in a great animated series that started back in 2010. So we're going to get right into that. Before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on this video or any of the other videos I put up. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, dabble, check them out on the social media platforms such as X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Patreon, pretty much post on those regularly, so definitely check them out. As always, people, let's get right into this. So welcome to an all-new video. So like I was saying before, we're doing a movie review of a new film that just came out this past Wednesday, and is a animated film that's the fourth outing in this great series called Despicable Me 4. Yeah, Despicable Me 4, yeah. So last time we got a Despicable Me was 2017, so 7 years ago. It took 7 years to get this fourth outing. Once again, we have a great cast that returns and just gives us a phenomenal animated film. And I've mentioned this before in other videos, but Universal, DreamWorks, Animation Pictures, Illumination have really stepped up the game the last few years, really given us really fantastic animated films that are just as good as Pixar was, up to a certain point a few years back. And I tell you what, this film was so freaking amazing and so good, and I just really enjoyed everything about it. The animation was fantastic, the look, the characters all were fantastic, so well written, and just overall a really great addition to this franchise. Now, this film series has had a great voice cast over the years. We've had a lot of great people come back. We've had new people come in and play different characters, stuff like that, and they just have a really great talent for bringing in really fun people that give really great life to different characters in this franchise. And we've seen that throughout all the different ones, where in the last one, Despicable Me 3, we got Trey Parker, the voice of the villain, which was super hilarious and fun. We had, different people in the other parts in franchise and stuff like that. We have introduction to new characters that are just great new additions to the franchise and stuff like that. That's just so fun and just super enjoyable to watch. And this film just really amazingly adds to that greatness already. So many great cameos from previous villains and stuff like that in this film, and it's just such a fun, fantastic film. Now, this film happens to be directed none other by a gentleman that directed the first two films and has gone on to direct a whole bunch of great films, been a great animator and all this kind of stuff, and it's just a really great addition to the animated world. And that, of course, is Mr. Chris Renaud. Oh yeah, Chris Renaud, woo! Chris Renaud, yeah! Chris Renaud is such an awesome director. He's also a great, animated person. He's been a part of a lot of these films. He's been producer, he's written, he's done animation cell, all that kind of cool stuff, and just is a really great asset that I was so happy to find out that he returned to direct this film. Now, he has directed a whole bunch of films over the years. Like I said, he's been a part of them. He's been producers and all this kind of stuff. And you could just feel that him coming back to direct this one really brought it back to that feeling of the first couple films. And just how it felt so organic and so awesome. And it just was a great idea to bring him back to direct such a great sequel. And he just really delivered on this film and gave us this really solid new addition to the franchise that really expanded on the first three films and really gave us a whole bunch of new great characters and gave us a really great new aspect into the world of Despicable Me and all that kind of stuff. And I just love what Chris did with this film, and he gave us such a great film that was just really well constructed and just super enjoyable and entertaining. Now, if you haven't seen anything else Chris Renaud has directed, like I said, he's directed the first two Despicable Me's. He's been a part of the other Despicable Me and Minion films and stuff like that, and he's just a really fantastic collaborator and director. But another film he directed, which is a really great film that's a part of Illumination, is a great film that came out a few years ago. I believe it was around 2016, called The Secret Life of Pets. Yeah, The Secret Life of Pets. Yeah, this film was so freaking hilarious and awesome. Kevin Hart lending his voice, and a great voice cast that were just all super funny and hilarious. And Chris did a great job with this film, giving us this really great, like, what do pets do while we're gone, and stuff like that kind of feel. And just what he did, he brought it to life so well. He gave us these really great animated characters that looked awesome, fun, and super cute. And he just had this really fun idea of like what pets do, and he just ran with it and gave us this really fun film. Like, what would they do if they, this happened, or they had to deal with this and stuff like that, and all this kind of cool stuff. And it's just such a great film, and Chris did such a great job bringing that film to life, and it was super entertaining, super fun, and great for all ages. And that's what I loved about all these films, is they're great for all ages. And Chris did a great job of giving us really solid animation in that film, great storyline, great music, and just overall the colors, this look, everything about it just looked really pristine and fantastic, and just super fun. If you haven't seen anything else Chris Renaud has directed, definitely check out A Secret Life of Pets. He did a really fantastic job with that. But overall, I really enjoyed what Chris did with this film. I love that he took it back to how it felt like with the first two films. I love that he brought a greatness from all the films itself and brought them all together into one film and gave us a really solid new addition to this franchise. If you haven't seen Chris Renaud direct anything recently, go check out Despicable Me in theaters now. He did a fantastic job with his fourth film. So like I said before, this movie has a great voice cast. We have a lot of great people returning that have been a part of the franchise since 2010, and we have some newcomers that have come in. We had Sofia Vergara come in. She was awesome as the villainess. We had additions of several other people, Chloe Fineman and so forth, and they all did such a great job and were great additions and just great returns of these great characters that we have come to love. Now, starting us off is Guru himself, Mr. Steve Carell. Oh yeah, Steve Carell, woo, Steve Carell, yeah. Love Steve Carell. He's such a great actor, such a great comedian. Of course, you might recognize him from The Office. You might recognize him from his most recent stint on Hulu, where he plays a psychiatrist that's trying to help a serial killer. You might recognize him from a whole bunch of films over the years, stuff like that. Space Force, all that kind of cool stuff. And he's just a really fantastic actor, and he can do it all. He can do comedy, he can do drama, he can do it all. And he's just a fantastic, awesome guy, and I absolutely have loved him as Gru since he started doing the voice back in 2010. He's been fantastic as the character. I love what he does with him. I love where he takes it, and I love that he's been, he's spanned across all these films. He keeps returning to voice the character. He's voiced newer characters as well that are related to Gru and stuff like that. That has been fun. And I just love the spin he takes on it. I love how he has kind of that accent, and I love just what he brings to the table, and he's so freaking funny as Gru, and he's just so enjoyable playing the character, and I don't see anybody else playing that character, and I absolutely love just what he's done with the character. Now, if you're not familiar with anything else he's been in, a great movie to check out that he was in that I think is a really fantastic film. I really enjoyed him in it. And I think it's a really interesting, kind of fun, like, dramedy and, like, kind of rom-com mixed together film that came out a few years ago called Dan in Real Life. Yeah. Dan in Real Life. Yeah. He's so fantastic in this film. He was so super enjoyable. I loved what he brought to the character in the film. I loved how he played with, the different characters throughout the film. Alison Pill, Dane Cook, and Julie Benici, and all that kind of stuff. And they all worked really well together, and I just loved his creation of the character. Now, he's kind of like this kind of a loser type of dad guy that's, a widower and stuff like that, but, finds love again, even though it's with somebody that is already with somebody, and all this kind of stuff. And I just loved his character of Dan in the film, and he just really brought it to life and gave us a really solid, fantastic film that I don't think gets enough attention. I don't think a lot of people realize that he was in this film, and that definitely is something they should check out and see just how great of an actor he can be in like a drama type of film. Besides what he did in Foxcatcher and Welcome to Marwin and stuff like that. He did a really great job with this film, having a little bit of comedy with the drama element, and I think it worked really well. And I just really enjoyed the film. and I thought he was great as this character. If you haven't seen, Steve Carell thing, definitely check him out in Day in Real Life. He did a really great job with that film. But overall, once again, he brings Gru to life. He gives us this fantastic voiceover, and it just really was a great addition to the franchise. If you haven't seen Steve Carell anything recently, go check out him in Despicable 4. He was fantastic. So that brings me to the next actor I like to talk about that provided a voice in the film. And this is actually a newcomer to the franchise. He plays the villain in the film. And that, of course, is Mr. Will Ferrell. Oh yeah, Will Ferrell, woo, Will Ferrell, yeah, Will Ferrell, yeah. Absolutely love Will Ferrell. I think he's fantastic. He's always fun to watch. And he always plays really great characters. He's super funny. He was great on SNL. His awesome, adding to this great character in the film as his villain was really fantastic. Even though he very much sounded very similar to Megamind a little bit with a French accent, it was hilarious. And overall, I just really enjoyed what Will brought to this character. He really played the character to the T. He was really funny. He had a great eye for how to really enunciate certain, very French-sounding words. And I just really enjoyed what he brought to his character, and just what he brought with the character and how he brought his very Will Ferrell-isms to the character as well. And he had some really great scenes that were just so well comically written. And he played it up so well in the voiceover that you really felt like he was this character. And I think that he did such a great job portraying him. And I just think that he overall did a really great job. Now, if you haven't seen Will Ferrell or anything, you should definitely check him out a great film that he did back in 2003. That is one of my all-time favorites of his. I don't care what time of year it is, I'll watch this Christmas movie anywhere, and I just absolutely love him in this film. And that, of course, is a film called Elf. Yeah! Elf. Yeah! He's absolutely fantastic as Buddy the Elf. He's so freaking hilarious. And I think it's absolutely fantastic just what he brought to this character, how super funny it was. And I just love how he's like this big kind of childlike character, and he played that so well, especially the scenes where he's eating the spaghetti with syrup and stuff like that. That must have taken a zillion cuts and takes, because that must have tasted so disgusting and stuff like that. And just like what he brought to Buddy the Elf was just so super funny. And I loved his he's evolving in the film, and I love how he worked with Zoe Deschanel, who is amazing in the film, and James Caan and Edward Asner and stuff like that, and how they all worked really well together. And I think it's funny that recently Will Ferrell has mentioned how James Caan really couldn't stand when they were actually filming the film, how he acted, and he's like, he didn't think he was funny, but after seeing the film in its full mode, he changed his tune. I think that's a really great story. And I think that it's so super funny that Will Ferrell just is such so great at portraying this character Buddy Elf that you really see him play the character again. And I would love to see a second Elf film. I think it'd be super funny. And he just did such a great job with the film, and I just really enjoyed all the great comedic aspects he brought to it. He has some great one-liners in the film, and just overall it's just a really great film. If you haven't seen Will Ferrell anything, definitely check him out in Elf. He did a really phenomenal job in that. And overall, he was really fun in Despicable 4. I liked his voiceover of the character, and I think that he just played the character very well, and just was super funny and enjoyable. If you haven't seen Will Ferrell anything recently, go check him out in Despicable 4. He did a really great job. So that brings me to the final person I like to talk about with this film. And that, of course, is a newcomer as well to the film franchise who plays a really fantastic character and is super funny, and I just really enjoyed the interpretation. And that, of course, is Miss Joey King. Oh yeah, Joey King, woo, Joey King, yeah! Joey King was a great addition to this film. I really loved her character, who is a new neighbor of Gru in the film, and basically is an aspiring villain, and she basically coerces him into helping her become a villain. And Joey did such a great job of giving us this great character that, the accent and the voice just sounded so amazing, and totally did not sound like Joey King at all. And I was really shocked when I looked at that it was Joey King, and I'm like, holy crap, I didn't even recognize her voice. and she did such a great job of bringing this character to life. She was super funny, super entertaining, and just was a great addition to Gru and giving him this great kind of like opportunity to do a little bit of villainy again. Kind of like in 3 when he meets his brother for the first time, Drew, and they get to do a little villainy themselves. And it's like that same type of deal, and I think that's kind of where they went with this. And she just plays the character so well and is like on point and just really worked well and was a great addition of a character to this film franchise. And she had some great lines too throughout the film as well that were just really funny. The scene where she's like dancing with her cat is super funny, and just kind of some of the remarks she makes at that point were super funny as well. And I absolutely just loved what she brought to it, and I thought she just was super entertaining, really worked well in the film, and just really showed she has some really great kind of improv chops a little bit, and her voice acting. I just really enjoyed it. Now, if you haven't seen Joey King in anything else before, you should definitely check out a great film she was in a couple years ago. That is a fantastic Brad Pitt film that is supercharged and just super awesome. And that, of course, is a film called Bullet Train. Yeah, Bullet Train. Yeah. So Joey King actually plays like a villain character, and it was really surprising to see her play this type of character. She was actually really good at it. She played the character very interestingly, and I enjoyed all the kind of different things she brought to her characterization. It was definitely something different than I had seen from her before in other films, and it was just nice to see her play such a great character. And I think that she had a really great kind of knack with all the different actors and actresses throughout the film. They all worked really well cohesively, and her like instantaneous kind of transformation from being like hard-headed to like, oh, I'm this innocent little girl, really worked really well in the film, and I thought was a really great acting trope. And I think that she really did well with that and gave us a really solid transformation basically. And I just really enjoyed her in the film too as well. I thought she was a great addition. And she just really brought a lot of entertainment and fun value to the film that was entertaining, enjoyable, and just made the whole film very awesome. If you haven't seen Joey King in anything recently, check her out in Bullet Train. She was really phenomenal in it. But overall, I thought she was a great new addition to the series, to this awesome franchise. I love her character. I hope we get to see her character again. She did such a great job with it. And overall, I think she was one of my favorite new characters to the film series. And I just thought she was really great. If you haven't seen Joey King in anything, definitely go check her out in Despicable Me 4. She did a really great job. So what is Despicable Me 4 about? This time around, Gru, still working for the AVL, has to go into a witness protection program after capturing a villain who ends up escaping and comes after him and his family. And basically he has to go into hiding and try to live a new life. And basically it's about him trying to hide from this villain and basically kind of like start a new life. And kind of the crazy shenanigans that end up happening leading up to them having to confront this villain again. So, really fantastic done. It was so amazing. I really enjoyed it. Giant 10 golden movie boxes up. So many great scenes throughout this film that were just super enjoyable. Like I said, there's a great scene at the end. I don't want to give away too much, but there's a lot of great little cameos. And you know, we have a lot of great scenes where Gru's trying to be like so cool and stuff like that as this neighborhood solar panel dad and stuff like that. Was absolutely freaking hilarious. We had some great scenes with him and the son, who's absolutely awesome too. A great new addition to the series. You know, Kristen Wiig was amazing, of course. Miranda Cosgrove, everyone that does the voiceovers were all fantastic in this. The Minions, of course, are always fun to watch. Super hilarious. Can't wait to see another Minions film. And just a great addition to this great franchise. If you haven't seen it yet, highly recommend go check out Despicable Me 4 now. It's amazing. It's awesome. A great film. Overall, a fantastic new entry into this franchise. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Also, thank you for subscribing. And if it's your first time here or you haven't before, don't forget to check out for any older or new videos you might not seen mine yet. As always, people, huge shout out to my new and old followers. Thank you so much for being followers and enjoying and watching. Thank you so much. As always, people, if you want to show more support for the channel, please check out my Patreon page where you get to see all kinds of extra accoutrements you don't get here on my YouTube channel. So definitely check that out. Help support the channel. As always, people, catch you in the next one.